For in any graph of data, we have to look for overall pattern and for striking deviation from that pattern. And you can describe that overall pattern by its shape, center, and spread. An important kind of deviation is an outlier, an individual that falls outside the overall pattern. We will understand this point by point. Maybe this is all looking right now very confusing, but we will understand it better in later slide. To understand it better, here's the example, and we are seeing the different histogram plots of the same data. And what is the difference here? The difference is only here the number of bins. So when the number of bins are 10, we can see the plot is looking something like that. When the number of bins are 25, then the plot is looking like that. And when the bins are 100, the plot is looking like this. And when the number of bins, instead of using discrete scale, means having the full number, and if you use continuous scale, then it will look like something like this. From now on, you will be able to understand when you will see this type of graph, you will be able to understand that this is a kind of histogram plot. When it changes to more continuous scale, then it would look like this. So you will not be get confused from this. So earlier we saw how the distribution looks like. So normally we call this type of the distribution normal curve shaped, or we can also say it symmetric or bell shaped. Normally we see this kind of the distribution the most. So when it is skewed, it looks like this. We think normally that only these kind of distributions are there, but no, there are many types of distribution like this bimodal, J-shaped, inverted U-shaped, even rectangular. So it depends on the type of the data. But why the normal one is very common? Because in nature, normally the data is distributed normal. Why? Because if we are talking about height, the less height people are less in number, and very tall people are very less in number. But average height people are so much in number. So we can understand it by like this. So distribution is symmetric if the right and left sides of the graph are approximately mirror images of each other. And the distribution is skewed to the right if the right side of the graph containing the half of the observation with larger values is much longer than the left side. So here we can see this is the symmetric distribution, as we can see it here. And when we see it here, this is the left skewed, whereas this is the right skewed. How we understand, sometimes people get confused between right and left skewed. We can see skewed is, you can think it as slant. So if the slant is here, so we can see that because it's on the left side, so it's left skewed. When it's in the right side, it's right skewed. So that's the thing. So an important kind of deviation is an outlier, and outliers are observations that lie outside the overall pattern of a distribution. So we always look for outlier and try to explain them, because if we overlook the outliers, we can misinterpret our results. So here we can see that this is an overall distribution we can see here, and the percent of state resident age 65 and over. In Alaska, they are very much less in number, for almost like 5 to 6, whereas in Florida there are a lot of people living here in numbers. So here we can see these two states are looking like outliers, but we cannot say merely by seeing that these are outliers. There are different tests we have to perform to identify if they are outliers or not. Now we can talk about time plot. So time plot shows behavior over time. So before understanding this, we should first see the example of the time plot. So time plot looks like this. Here we can see here it in the different years the data has been collected, and we are seeing the distribution of that data in that particular time of the time frame. So these are called time plots. So now you will be able to understand. If we here we are taking the example of retail price of fresh oranges. So in 1992 it was somewhat cheaper, but in 1999 because of some unknown reason it's much higher, like 400. Whereas then again in 2002 it's less than 1999. So these patterns, when we consider it with time, we call it time plots. So now here we are in the third part. So now we will understand it one by one. So when we say measuring center, and that is a mean, so I think most of the people understand the mean or the average. So but we will understand in here. So most common measure of center is arithmetic average, that is mean, and to find the mean we normally represent it as x bar of a set of observation, add their values and divide by the number of observations. So if the n number of observations are there, so x1 to xn, their mean is sum of the observation divided by n. So in a more mathematical way we can say it like this. So but in an average language saying, we can see that sum of observations divided by n is the average. So because the mean cannot resist the influence of extreme observations, so it is not a resistant or robust measure of center. So what we mean by extreme observation, that we earlier seen in the example of Florida and Alaska. So those were the extreme observations. So mean is not the better observation measuring center for that example. So instead of that, we can take a measure of center as the median. So median is a midpoint of a distribution, the number of such that half of the observation is smaller and the other half are larger. So here, to better understand it, we will go to the example. So here is the example from 24 randomly selected countries from of the time to start a business in days. So for the mean, we are adding all these numbers and divided by 24 because these are the total number of observation, and the mean is 16.292 days. But when we take the median, we are using here the stem plot. So in the median, we arrange all the observations from smallest to largest number, and then we take the middle number. So if there's odd number of observation, that is 23, then it would have been the 11th number as the median. But here, as the number of observations are even number, that is 24, then what we will do, we will take 11th number plus 12th number and divide it by 2. So that would be the median. So here we can see how would it we have done 11 plus 12 divided by 2 as 11.5 days. So here we got our median. So here now we understand what is mean and median. So the mean and median of a roughly symmetric distribution are close together. And if the distribution is exactly symmetric, the mean and median are exactly the same. So here when we are seeing this distribution, this is the very exactly symmetric. So we are not able to see the median. We are only seeing one line that is showing the mean and median are both same. And if the distribution is skewed, the mean is usually farther out in the long tail than is the median. So when we talk about the left skewed, then mean is here. When we talk about the right skewed, the mean is here. So a measure of center alone can be misleading, and a useful numerical description of a distribution requires both measure of center and a measure of spread. So we can understand it like this. If we have a distribution like this somewhat, and if this is the center, so then what will be the spread? Spread would be from starting to end point. So it's saying that if even if we know the center alone, it's misleading. So for it, we have to know the quartiles. So we now understand what's the quartiles. So for the median, we have to arrange the observation in increasing order. And the first quartile is the median of the observation located to the left of the median of the first ordered list, whereas the third quartile is the median of the observation located to the right of the median in the ordered list. So now we are here, and this is the 5-number summary. This is very important because normally when we get the data, we try to get what is the 5-number summary of the quantitative variables. So the minimum and maximum values alone tell us little about the distribution as a whole, likewise the median and quartile tells us little about the tails of a distribution. And to get a quick summary of both sentence spread, we combine all the 5 numbers. So what are these 5 numbers? These 5 numbers, first is minimum, second is Q1, then median, then Q3, then maximum. We have to remember it like first is minimum, last is maximum, then we have to get what's the median, and the median of minimum to median is Q1, whereas the median of median to maximum is Q3. That's all. So here we can see if we have 5-number summary of the box plot, and the box plots of 5-number summary is minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and maximum. So here we can see that if this is Q1 and this is Q3, the median is Q2. So if the distribution is symmetric, we can see we are making this box plot that is from the minimum to maximum, and it would look something like this.